Hey, how's it going? Mojo Pin 12. Well, I'm back. So it was 4 days without power, and the good thing about the whole situation, one, I had no major property damage. I have a friend of mine, his whole house is gone. He lives in Wayne, New Jersey. So at the beginning, or at the end of the video, I'm going to put up a website. The rest of the prepper community, I think Southern Prepper 1 was one of the ones that started this. I could be wrong, so don't get on me if I miss names. But they're collecting money for relief for all the areas that have been damaged. And what's amazing to me is, and I know I've said this in previous videos that I've recorded, it technically wasn't even a hurricane, it was more a tropical depression. And it was kind of a perfect storm per se, because we've had tons of rain up where we are, and so the water had no place to go. I mean, they're still flooding today, and it's Thursday. There's still roads closed in New Jersey. My friend's house he had to be evacuated by a boat, and I was going to try to interview him and show the damage, but he doesn't want to. He's kind of a proud guy, and he's a martial artist, and you know, he said the hardest thing was watching his kids having to be evacuated by boat. And, you know, he was helpless to help them, and I think that was the hardest thing for him. And I've known him for a while. You know, he sells his own fight clothing, Smash Fightwear. I think it's smashfightwear.com. And he was one of many people that I talked to. Another friend of mine in Vermont. I have very close friends. They're like family to me. Thank God they're okay, but they actually had a coworker, one where her whole town is gone. Her house and a few others are the only handful that survived the water. And she was watching cows being washed away. I mean, now, as far as me and not having power, now, I tried to put myself in a frame of mind that the power wasn't going to come on. Now, of course, I had to go to work, so that kind of, you know, that I couldn't stay immersed in the scenario I was trying to make in my mind. I made sure I only ate the food. I never ate out. As soon as I was done with work, I came home and only ate the food that was part of my most perishables. I only lost 2 bags of fruit, but just the short periods of time that I was spending at home during the work week, I was able to save mostly all my food by using the method of stuffing the freezer with ice and filling up the 5-day cooler. And I was able, and I ate, and I tried to only eat, so I was eating kind of the same things, you know, because I was trying to eat up what I had, as if I was in a scenario that the power wasn't coming out anytime soon. And they were telling me possibly not till Labor Day would they be turning my power on. So I had no idea. One thing I noticed was the psychological effect of not having lights and the added work of heating water and bringing it to the sink to wash. Now, my wife cheated. She went to friends' houses to shower, and I had the offer to do so, but like trying to stay trying to immerse myself in the situation, because what if everybody was in the same boat? No power, no water. So, and it wears on you. I think by going to work it actually helped, because imagine if you couldn't even go to work. There's a feeling of helplessness. There's a feeling of I guess helplessness is really the word to use. Like, I mean, even though I was prepared, there was just that feeling of lack of control, and adapting to something that was completely foreign. To me, completely foreign is having to heat my own hot water. kind of basically, I'm sure, the way they did back in olden times. You know, it's back in the 1700s. I'm sure that's what they had to do, is heat water by fire or whatever method, and carry the water to the container or the bathtub, so to speak. It was an eye-opening scenario. Now I'm definitely going to get the Coleman hot water on demand equipment, that's for sure. I talked to other friends who had not heeded my warning and getting a stove, you know, a camping stove, and that was one of the things they said, is that they couldn't eat at home, and they lost all their food in the refrigerator, and they were just, it felt out of place. It wasn't, and they just needed to have more stuff so they can have more comfort. And that's really what I think is the secret. Really is a state of mind you're trying to create for yourself in a scenario that's just hard to embrace. It's that environment that you're foreign to, and to try to make things as comfortable as possible is I can only imagine. I can imagine. I can feel. I mean, people began to. I mean, this is only 4 days without power. Okay, and within 2 days, my neighbors, whom I had only was just talking to them about my preparedness. I'm trying to get them on the same page, and they were just. They were beside themselves towards the second or third day. You can see it in their face. And so I can see why people will begin to change as the norms begin to change, or what was normal is now abnormal on a daily basis, and eventually it wears away like a tide against your mind. And if you didn't have anything to do but sit at home, say you couldn't get to work, or there was no work to be had because the disaster was so great, I can imagine how that would slowly eat away your mind to the point where you were not quite yourself, not as civil, so to speak. It doesn't take long for civil society to go right back to the animal instincts that are within all of us, the need to survive, the need to better the situation that you're in despite how it will affect someone else, because it's you that's suffering. That's all you see. It's very important, I think. I'm going to try to keep working on my neighbors. It's paramount to get as many people on the same page in my neighborhood, because I can see it unraveling. I can see how, if this was months, and God forbid year, if anything it really happened, I mean, months would be enough. Months, I could see everything totally unraveling in my neighborhood. So those are some of my thoughts. My plans worked out really well. Everything that I set out to do, and I saw the things, like I said, that I definitely would want if this happens again. But everything worked, and I survived, and it was hard. You felt depression ebb in. And I don't want to say, I mean, I didn't have that bad of a situation, but there, like I said, that feeling of, and the fact that the lights at night, there was just something about it. I mean, normally it would be romantic to have candles, right, or kind of soothing, and something about it just was unsettling, because it wasn't the normal amount of light that you were used to, maybe. I don't know. But there was just this sense of when you got home and the power still wasn't there, almost the sense of defeatism, like you were just defeated. It was very odd. I can't imagine the people in Katrina, what they went through when they were without power for weeks, I think months. But I'm going to carry this experience, and I'm going to learn from it. I'm thankful for the things that I have put forth for my family, and it was a good thing. I'm thankful for all the people out there that do the same thing and also make videos to try to help people become self-reliant, because the best way, the most patriotic thing you can do, if you really love your country or if you love your community, is help yourself. Help yourself so you're self-reliant. That way emergency services can just, and I'm sure I've said this before, can focus on the people that really need it, that because they have health issues or disabilities that unfortunately they need help, they can attend to those people and you can be safe in your home. And one person who spent some time at their friend's house to kind of get where they had power, one of the things that I noticed they said is that they couldn't really get comfortable because it wasn't home. And that's, you want to be able to stay home. I mean, of course, if circumstances warrant that you can't stay home, that's the bug out plan. But hopefully, and I hope I'm going to eventually have a bug out place to go to that's my own. So that could also be a feeling of I guess maybe it's the ownership and the familiarity that gives you comfort. And that's why it's paramount that you're able to stay at your house and be able to take care of things yourself without someone bailing you out. So if you want to be patriotic, be more self-reliant. It's something that I've heard a friend of mine, Mike Valise, say. And he's right. If you want to be patriotic, fend for yourself. Be self-reliant. Don't rely on others to bail you out. Because in the end, you are only responsible for you, especially when society falls apart. It's going to be up to you. It's going to be up to you to take care of your family. It's going to be up to you to get your own food, water, the necessities of life. I don't know, things to think about. I'll have video. I'm currently working on my September 11th video. I want to try to get it done. I'm hoping to get it done tonight. I don't know. I doubt it. It's a lot of work. But definitely I want to get it done by tomorrow. Well, anyway, thanks for your prayers. And keep praying for the people that are still suffering. There's still people without power. There's still people with a lot of loss. And definitely donate if you can to the site that will be posted at the end of this video. Anything you can, and God bless. Take care. Thanks, guys.